Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, in the last 24 hours, we've witnessed sensational developments in the Liquorgate case. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal was arrested by ED late last night, and today he was presented in the Rouse Avenue court, which has sent him to 6 days of ED custody, which will end on the 28th of March. However, the Enforcement Directorate had sought a 10-day remand of the AAP chief and the Delhi Chief Minister. The ED lawyer, ASG Raju, told the court that Arvind Kejriwal was the kingpin of the entire Liquorgate scam. The ASG added that Kejriwal was instrumental in policy formulation and implementation, and that he sought kickbacks from the South Group in lieu of favors. During the court proceedings, the Enforcement Directorate has also told the court that BRS MLC K. Kavita offered the Aam Aadmi Party 300 crores and 45 crores was used by AAP in the Goa election campaign. Interestingly, Arvind Kejriwal spoke his first words to the public following his arrest. He issued a short but defiant statement upon being caught on camera in the court premises.
अब इनसे कुछ कहना है, कोई संदेश सर?
मेरा जीवन देश के लिए समर्पित है और चाहे अंदर हो या बाहर देश के लिए काम करना है।
अब इनसे कुछ कहना है, कोई संदेश सर?
मेरा जीवन देश के लिए समर्पित है और चाहे अंदर हो या बाहर देश के लिए काम करना है।
Interestingly, another charge surfaced amidst Kejriwal's arrest. As per sources, documentary evidence suggests that Kejriwal allegedly tried to snoop on the ED officers investigating Liquorgate. A treasure trove of documents has allegedly been recovered, indicating this snooping angle. Sources have also indicated that the Aam Aadmi Party made payments for its Goa campaign in cash. AAP convener Arvind Kejriwal's arrest has given India allies a rallying point. Nationwide protests are being taken out by supporters of not just the Aam Aadmi Party, but also its alliance partners in the India bloc. The United Opposition claims that Kejriwal was innocent and that there was an attempt to stifle democracy in the nation.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी ईडी के माध्यम से चुनाव को जीतना चाहती है। आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी ईडी के पीछे छिपकर चुनाव लड़ने की कोशिश कर रही है। आज जो इस देश में हो रहा है, वो कोई जांच नहीं हो रही है, वो कोई केस नहीं चल रहा है। आज इस देश में लोकतंत्र की हत्या हो रही है।
और ये जो केजरीवाल जी के साथ किया गया है, ये पूरा का पूरा अन्याय है और ये एक छोटी सी पार्टी को कुचलने की, दबाने की, खत्म करने की एक कोशिश है। अब जो हमारे लीगल एक्सपर्ट्स हैं वो अब आगे की स्ट्रेटजी बनाएंगे। तानाशाही का वो आलम है कि मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट के अंदर भी सरकार अपनी पूरी चला रही है, तो काहे का इलेक्शन कमीशन है?
अरविंद केजरीवाल कोई एक शख्स का नाम ही नहीं है, एक विचार का नाम है, एक विचारधारा का नाम है। आप जरूर अरविंद केजरीवाल के शरीर को गिरफ्तार कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उनके विचारों को गिरफ्तार नहीं कर सकते।
On the other hand, the BJP maintains that there is no threat to democracy if actions being taken on any allegedly corrupt chief minister. The BJP also pointed out that there have been various precedents in the past when such action was taken on sitting chief ministers, including J. Jayalalitha, Lalu Prasad Yadav and Hemant Soren.
18 मौकों पर 17 करोड़ से ज्यादा पैसा और 16 मौकों पर जून 21 से दिसंबर 21 के बीच 27 करोड़ रुपया का आदान प्रदान हुआ, ताकि आम आदमी पार्टी भ्रष्टाचार के अपने इस पैसे से गोवा के विधानसभा में अपनी राजनीतिक पहचान बना सके।
दिल्ली की जनता ने पाठशाला खोलने के लिए जिम्मेदारी दी थी, आपने मधुशाला खोल दी और मधुशाला खोलते खोलते जिस प्रकार से भ्रष्टाचार किया और जब उस पर कार्रवाई हो रही है और कार्रवाई भी ऐसी जिस पर कोर्ट की मुहर लग रही है। आज कोर्ट ने कहा ना कि कोई राहत आपको नहीं दी जा सकती, कल कोर्ट ने कहा ना 9 समन क्यों आप स्किप कर रहे हैं, आपको एजेंसी के सामने पेश होना पड़ेगा, फिर भी आप कहते हैं कि ये विद्वेषपूर्ण कार्रवाई, विक्टिमहुड कार्ड खेलते हैं। बताइए, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने 338 करोड़ का मनी ट्रेल बताया, आज वो लालू प्रसाद यादव के ऐसे शागिर्द बने हैं कि इस्तीफा तो दूर की बात, जांच में सहयोग नहीं करते और तिहाड़ से जेल चलाने की, तिहाड़ से सरकार चलाने की बात करते हैं।
ईडी नवंबर 2023 से अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को बोल रही हैं कि आप आकर जांच में जुड़ें, लेकिन तब तो वो अलग अलग बहाने बना रहे थे। वो तो विपासना की 10 दिन की वर्कशॉप के लिए चले गए थे। इसका चुनाव से कोई लेना देना नहीं है। ये पूरी की पूरी परिस्थिति माननीय मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने स्वयं खड़ी करी है।
And viewers, you've heard the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP reactions. Now, at this point, it is imperative to understand the seriousness of the charges against Kejriwal. We've accessed the remand application of the Enforcement Directorate. Let me take you through the key highlights in these papers. Now, the first aspect that is being spoken about is that he used his post to facilitate money laundering by the Aam Aadmi Party. He is vicariously liable for the offence committed by AAP, says the Enforcement Directorate. Kejriwal is responsible for funds used in the election campaign is another allegation being made over here. He used the proceeds of crime in an election campaign of the Aam Aadmi Party for Goa. The next allegation is that he's liable for the use of 45 crores in the election campaign in Goa, offence which is punishable, committed amongst others by the Aam Aadmi Party. And Kejriwal was at the time of offence in charge of a company, that is the Aam Aadmi Party. Therefore, not only AAP, but Kejriwal shall be deemed to be guilty. This is what is stated in the ED's remand application. Let's also talk about the major charges that came out during the course of the arguments inside the court. The first charge is that Kejriwal is the kingpin of the Liquorgate. The second charge is that he's a key conspirator in the excise policy implementation. The third charge is that money from Liquorgate used in the Goa elections that we just mentioned a short while ago. The fourth charge is that he's involved in the handling of the proceeds of crime. The fifth charge is that Kejriwal is involved in corruption conspiracy. Charge number 6 is that Kejriwal demanded kickbacks from the South Group. This is what ASG Raju has presented before the judge in the Rouse Avenue court today while representing the Enforcement Directorate.
Watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, opening this up and taking it across to our panel with us is Shazia Ilmi, national spokesperson of the BJP. Dr. Anand Ragannathan, author, is with us. Karan Verma, author, also joining us. Syed Asad Abbas is a political analyst with us. Dr. Akash Deep Muni is a political analyst also joining us. Is Lokesh Jindal, political analyst. Ravula Sridhar Reddy is a spokesperson of the BRS. Let me start first and foremost with Akash Deep Muni. One word that perhaps will be in all the headlines, in all the papers tomorrow. The word that the ED has used to describe Mr. Kejriwal: kingpin. How do you look at that, Mr. Muni?
Madhavji, as you have been always an impartial journalist, I'm sure that you will give me the same time that you will be giving any BJP panelist today.
Please go ahead, sir. I'm
Madhavji,
opening with you. How much more importance can I give you?
Thank you. Today the interesting factor is, I'll talk only on the facts. Today, ASG Raju in the court said proceeds of crime is also the profit made by the bribe payers, going by the same logic. It means that whatever the bribe payers, their money is included in proceeds of crime. Going by the same statement. Raju read a statement of Reddy, who is an approver. Now, who is Reddy? Reddy is a person who is arrested by Enforcement Directorate in the Delhi excise scam in 10th November 2022. Just after 5 days on 15 November 2022, Reddy's Aurobindo Pharma donates 5 crore rupees directly to Bharatiya Janata Party by electoral bonds. Interestingly, in this particular excise scam, alleged May 2023, Reddy applies for bail after giving 5 crore to Bharatiya Janata Party through electoral bonds, and ED does not oppose that on medical grounds. Till now, he has not turned approval. He turns approval later on 1st June 2023. On Reddy turns approval by ED and ED proposal same in the court. In 8 November 2023, Reddy gives another 35 crore to Bharatiya Janata Party. And the total donation comes to 40 crore. And this has been given by a arrested person. Now let me tell.
Okay, come to the point. What's the question? Specific question to the BJP, please.
Now, it is so impartial. It seems impartial on the part of Enforcement Directorate. when the enforcement director does not ascertain this and does not consider this as a quid pro quo in terms of Bharatiya Janata Party and does not consider the 40 crore by arrested person.
Okay.
So the Bharatiya Janata
I got your
Party
question, sir. You've established your question. Now let the BJP spokesperson respond to that. You made your point. Shazia Ilmi, his allegation is at least one of the approvers, and this is a point that Abhishek Manu Singhvi has said inside the court as well. He says that approver can be the most unlucky friend bargaining for his freedom. Now, perhaps he's also referring to that, and he's saying that one of those particular approvers has also been a donor in the electoral bonds matter. How would you respond to what Akash Deep Muni is saying?
Yes, thank you so much, Madhav. So far, until the Supreme Court deemed electoral bonds unconstitutional, until then it was all right to give donations through electoral bonds. In fact, that was the process. But I don't understand. There are 14 arrests besides that of Manish Sisodia and Sanjay Singh. So it is not just a matter of this Sharath Reddy. And if Sharath Reddy indeed was such an evil fellow, what was Aam Aadmi Party, Vijay Nair, Sameer Mahindru and Arvind Kejriwal along with Sanjay Singh in Arvind Kejriwal's premises doing with Sharath Reddy? Why was South Group and the mafia lobby brought in and given 9 out of 31 zones? Why on earth did Vijay Nair make that phone call to Arvind Kejriwal at the behest of Sameer Mahindru and to ascertain the fact that he is very much the boy or the insider? Whether it's Indo-spirits, whether it's a matter of the complicity and all the connections between all the players, or the wholesalers getting a profit of 12%, and the retailers getting a profit of 185%, so to speak, or the reduction of excise, which should have gone up much more because the consumption and sales went up. To all these matters concerned, all these, instead of giving answers to each of these questions, and also why Manish Sisodia has been refused bail not once but many times at different levels of Sessions Court, High Court and Supreme Court. The curative bail also just got dismissed. The plea got dismissed. As for Sanjay Singh, we all know that there has been no bail whatsoever. So surely this one is sitting on a pile of evidence.
Right.
And of course there is destruction of that forensic evidence which was done through phones, but they were able to retrieve enough. Now then, besides that, today what happened, something very interesting happened. Arvind Kejriwal's lawyer withdrew the plea that they were first making the application. Why did they do that? Because ED added a caveat, and ED said that the Supreme Court should not make any judgments or observations before listening into us.
That's a technical argument. We can come to that. We can come to that. But let me stick to the points and the charges. Yeah, I got your point, Shazia. I got your point. But let me put this matter up. In fact, before Syed Asad Abbas, Kejriwal demanded kickbacks from the South Group. One of the things that has been cited, the meeting where the document was given to C. Arvind, and at that meeting, both Mr. Kejriwal and Sisodia were present at that point of time. There are other versions of Buchi Babu, Maguntla Srinivas Reddy, etc., which have very clearly raised questions about the role of Mr. Kejriwal. So the agency will clearly say that, look here, it's not a knee-jerk reaction. We have been talking about and mentioning and examining the role of Mr. Kejriwal for quite some time now.
Well, Madhav Saab, the Enforcement Directorate is fully aware of the Supreme Court's observations on the approvers front. From now, what we hear is be it Mahindra, be it Dinesh Arora, be it Sharath Reddy have all turned approvers. When you turn approvers in the court of law, in the Supreme Court, this will not hold stand still without enough substantial evidence. Not now, the last 10 years, 20 years, several decades, approvers have been the same front. Without a logical reasoning of the evidence, this will hold no good in the Supreme Court of Law. Also, as a matter of fact, I'm quite amused to see the BJP camps supplying laddus and pedas amongst them. Respected ma'am, the investigation on, be it Sanjay Singh, be it Manish Sisodia, be it Satyendra Jain, be it Arvind Kejriwal, they are not guilty. I challenge Shazia ji, do you have a conviction order from the Delhi High Court or the Supreme Court? So it's absolutely not good to say they are criminals or they are going to be guilty
Mr.
and so on and so forth.
Mr. Abbas, let me correct you on a small point of law. The High Courts and Supreme Courts don't convict. They are trial courts which convict, and they are appellate courts which uphold convictions or quash them depending on the circumstances before them. But some points that have been made, and I want Dr. Anand Ragannathan to come in on that. Anand Ragannathan, you heard Syed Asad Abbas. He says that there's no proof, or at least no proof has come out in the open apart from the statements of the approvers. This is a charge that is repeatedly being made by the Aam Aadmi Party, and they're repeatedly saying, where's the money trail?
Good evening, Madhav, and good evening to my fellow panelists. I would really request a couple of minutes because it's a very important topic we're discussing, and I want to deal with only facts and technicalities. But before that, I want to take 20 seconds and engage my dear friend Abbas, because without any disrespect to the other panelists on the lower digital panel, like my good friend Dr. Saab, Dr. Muni and others, I find Abbas to be exceedingly logical and rational. So I hope he would answer my direct question with a simple yes and no. Abbas, you know, 5 years ago, Arvind Kejriwal slandered the late Mr. Jaitley, and he was sued for defamation. Mr. Kejriwal hired Mr. Ram Jethmalani, who promptly issued a bill, lawyer's bill of 3.8 crore rupees. Which Arvind Kejriwal wanted the Delhi taxpayers to pay for a mistake that he committed, and ultimately he laid out a groveling apology to Mr. Jaitley. So I want to ask you, can you please tell me, is the Delhi taxpayer paying the exorbitant lawyer's fee for Arvind Kejriwal in this case? Can you please inform me about?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
And you find nothing wrong in that?
I will answer that.
Wrong in that? You find nothing wrong in that? You find nothing wrong in that?
I will definitely answer, my friend Anand. That's a very valid question.
That we are footing the bill for a charlatan and a pretender who has issued multiple groveling apologies for the slander he has committed over the last 10 years. You find nothing wrong in our money being paid as lawyer's fee for Kejriwal?
I will answer that,
That's
Anand.
a simple question. Now, thank you.
That's a very valid question, Anand. You've asked.
Please give me another minute, because I wanted to come to the thrust of the thesis. Now, Madhav,
yes,
I want to deal with only facts, because let's be very honest. I respect Dr. Muni, Abbas and everyone else, Shazia. We are not judges here. We are not adjudicating whether Kejriwal is guilty or innocent. We can't. That is ultimately a matter for the judge to decide. The point out here is just the simple fact that after 3 summons are ignored by law, the ED has to issue a non-bailable warrant for arrest. This is a Supreme Court guideline, approved and stamped by the Supreme Court. 9 summons were ignored. So, Kejriwal is like Aam Aadmi, like any one of us. Okay, he had to be issued a summons and taken to the ED for investigation. Number 2, the Supreme Court has said that the bail is a rule, jail is an exception. May I then ask, why is it that the Supreme Court itself has denied bail to all the other Aam Aadmi accused people in the excise case? Number 2, now please, Dr. Muni, please do not interrupt me. Number 3, it is a fair enough place.
Okay, you can respond to him. Akash Deep Muni, you can respond to him. Let him make his point. You can come back. You can respond to him. I'll allow you to rebut him. I will allow you to rebut him, sir. Let him conclude his point and you can go ahead. Yeah. Dr. Ragannathan, please conclude. Yeah.
Yes, so I'm going to conclude before I was interrupted. Yes, the Supreme Court heard Mr. Manish Sisodia's plea. It refused to grant bail. Both Satinder Jain, Manish Sisodia and the other people, Sanjay Singh, are rotting in jail right now, denied bail. The court is overseeing each and every step that the ED and other investigative agents are making, including today. The court has remanded the custody of Arvind Kejriwal. And finally, I want to say this. All the so-called draconian provisions that people are alleging that ED is using against Kejriwal, they have been stamped, ratified and approved by the Supreme Court 3-judge bench, including the fact that there is reversal burden of proof, including the fact that property can be attached, including the fact that the ED can actually issue summons, and not only that, the ED is in its full rights to take custody and to actually have a very strict discretion as far as bail is concerned. So now you tell me, on technicalities, on fact, what is the illegality that has been committed? But before that, I want Abbas to ask, Why are we taxpayers footing Kejriwal's bill?
Okay, Dr. Ragannathan, at least 3 or 4 questions over there. 3 or 4 people you've actually cited who need to respond to them. I'm going to start quickly with Mr. Abbas and then, of course, Mr. Muni and others as well. Yeah, Abbas, quickly.
Within a minute, I shall answer, my friend. On a very lighter note, I think Dr. Anand Ragannathan will make a spectacular enforcement directorate officer. Now, coming straight to the point, my friend, you raised 2 points. Why he's come after 9 summons. Respected sir, Arvind Kejriwal ji is not a spokesperson of a party or a mere worker. He's leading 2 states, Punjab and Delhi. He's the chief minister. He's the national convener of India's fastest political startup, which even the Bharatiya Janata Party couldn't land 2 states what the Aam Aadmi Party is able to do. So he's resent every 9 summons by the enforcement directorate. Now the next point, Anand sir, next point. Now you've raised facts. I will speak only facts, sir. Sharat Chandra Reddy, 55 crore electoral bonds. How do you define that, sir? The superstar of the southern lobby. This is the key player based on who turned approver. How can BJP, Shazia Ilmi or anybody can give me an answer? Isn't it quid pro quo when you take 55 crore worth electoral bonds of the same person? Isn't it complicit of your crimes? You're taking from this person who has turned approver, who is also criminal of the southern lobby.
How exactly is it complicit?
How do you define the 55 crore taken by this man, ma'am? Can you please answer me? 55 crore.
No, I think you're very confused.
How does it not make the Bharatiya Janata Party a part of this crime?
So,
aren't you liable for being a part of the Liquorgate scam as per you? Can you define why did you encash those 55 crore of Sharat Chandra Reddy?
Okay, Abbas, he asked you a question. Yeah, okay. We've debated this point just a few minutes ago, and therefore, in the interest of the debate's continuity and the other panelists also, I don't want to take up their time as well. Abbas, do you have a response to a specific point about taxpayer money being used by the Delhi Chief Minister? Specific answer, please.
Very specific answer, sir. The state's treasury exchequer will answer the same. My friend Anand Ragannathan can file a PIL on that and get his answers.
Okay, I think Dr. Ragannathan has gotten his response. Very quickly, Mr. Muni, your response to what was being stated by Dr. Ragannathan. You wanted to check him on some fact. Yeah, quickly.
Yeah. I'll keep myself brief. Honorable Supreme Court has said that under PMLA, the guilty is presumed guilty until proven innocent. And second point I just want to make is that today, many times there have been number of panelists here also and anchors in the other channels also who have said that there is a money trail. I want to call out their bluff. Today, ASG Raju in the quote unquote said that they don't have a money trail. They want to establish one. So all the authors who were quoting themselves the authors and they shot that there's a money trail, The ED lawyer today said in the court that don't have a money trail. Bhai, kitna jhoot bologe aap log?
All right, Karan Verma wants to respond to you on that. Karan Verma.
No, he is factually incorrect. On 30th October 2023, when the Supreme Court rejected the bail plea of Manish Sisodia, you can check out Madhav and fact check him. The Supreme Court is on record saying that there is a tentative money trail of 338 crores established.
Yes.
This is the Supreme Court saying, Mr. Akash Deep Muni, on 30th October 2023. So please get your facts right. It's really not fair that you...
No interruptions, please. No interruptions. You asked a question, let him respond. Yeah.
Yeah. So firstly, there is a money trail of 338 crores. Then it was the Supreme Court, Madhav, on 4th September 2023, when it was hearing Manish Sisodia's plea, that said that the real beneficiary of this would be the party. And who is the convener of the party? Then the reply came, it's Arvind Kejriwal. So Arvind Kejriwal is connected to it through many sources. Whether it was the confession by Mr Reddy, who told about the South lobby giving kickbacks to Kejriwal, or the fact that this scam has happened, and now the CAG is also certified that there was a loss of 2002 crores to the exchequer. Now the buck stops with the CM.
Yes.
The buck stops with Arvind Kejriwal. And even Manish Sisodia, when his bail plea was rejected, it was said he's the kingpin of the conspiracy. When the Rose Avenue court said. So what are they saying? I mean, From multiple sources now one can conclude. They will not reply why they gave licenses to blacklisted companies. They will not reply why they flouted all norms of the Dhawan Rai committee. They will not reply why the manufacturers entered the retail business. They have no reply to any of this. All they can shout is vendetta. That's all they can do.
Akash Deep Muni. See, we can either have a reasonable debate. You have asked all the questions you want to ask. Now, at least be patient and listen to the responses. There are two panelists who have not even spoken. I'm going to go across to Ravula Sridhar Reddy now, because Ravula Sridhar Reddy, there is a serious problem over here and a serious charge that is being levelled against the Aam Aadmi Party. That money was used in the Goa election. 40 crores were transferred for the Goa polls. This was transferred allegedly in cash, is what we understand. And this money is what actually came out of the entire alleged Liquorgate scam. And that is where the role of BRS leader K. Kavita also comes under question, as per the Enforcement Directorate. Do you see this spelling more trouble for Ms. Kavita and also for the Aam Aadmi Party's own future? Because it appears that the Aam Aadmi Party itself is being looked at with a lens of suspicion by the ED.
See, I told you many a time, these are all baseless allegations. Where is the money? Who found the money? Where the money was recovered? And there is no money trail, as my friend was saying. And this is a classic case similar to the 2G spectrum case, where all the accused were acquitted in 2017. And today all the BJP spokespersons or pro-BJP or anti-Kejriwal, anti-BRS is speaking a language that facts are established. Arvind Kejriwal is a criminal. Rather, Kavita did a mistake. And they are actually giving judgments. I wanted to tell you, when this 2G spectrum case was booked, BJP spoke the same language. Then also Raja was detained. Kanimoli was detained. After 7 years, in 2017, give me 20 seconds, Madhav. I would like to read out a judgment by Special Judge O.P. Saini, stated in his judgment. There is no evidence on the record produced before the court indicating any criminality in the acts allegedly committed by the accused persons. He added that the charge sheet of the instant case is based mainly on misreading, selective reading, non-reading and out of context reading of the official record, and that the charge sheet is based on some oral statements made by the witnesses during investigation, which the witnesses have not owned up in the witness box.
Okay.
Now, precisely what I'm trying to say, all these, cases which are now filed are, statements that today produced before the court based on the oral statements given to the ED by the accused turned approvers.
Are you aware, Mr. Reddy, that today the Delhi High Court has actually admitted an appeal to that particular trial court order? Are you aware that it's under review?
Yes.
Yeah.
Madhav,
so we haven't heard the last word yet on that either.
I think we were part of a discussion where, listen. Please. Yesterday when I stated, when Kavita ji challenged her arrest and the court admitted the plea, someone said immediately admission of the court doesn't mean that they are accepting to it. It is not giving bail. Same case. I am saying here, and my friend was quoting, Karan was quoting, the CAG report has confirmed. Day before yesterday, I think, or yesterday we had a discussion on Times itself.
Okay.
If CAG report has to be taken as a proof, no chief minister in the entire country can be saved.
Okay.
ED or CBI or any competent agency has to book cases.
Okay. Dr. Ragannathan wants to comment on that. Dr. Ragannathan wants to reply to you on that. Yes. Dr. Ragannathan.
10 seconds on that point.
Yes,
please.
Mr. Reddy.
One by one, please. One by one. Dr. Ragannathan, then Karan, you can comment. Yeah.
Yes, in all honesty, I applaud Mr. Reddy because he's right. He's made an important point. When he talks about the 2G and the acquittal there, it was a moment of shame for the country because let me now quote, he's quoted the judge. Let me quote from the same judgment from the same honorable judge. I'm quoting him now. In the beginning, the prosecution started with the case with great enthusiasm and ardor. However, by the end, the quality of prosecution totally deteriorated and it became directionless and diffident. The fact of the matter is, in the latter and also in the final phase of the trial, no senior officer or prosecutor was willing to sign these applications or replies, and the same used to be signed by a junior most officer inspector. Therefore, the acquitter was just but a perfunctory view. This was the fact. The sitting central government fluffed up. But that does not mean that the 2G case was not something that had indicted or corrupt and accused for corruption for the politicians. So Mr. Reddy is right.
Madhav,
but the fact that it is wrong for him to bring this, because we are not adjudicating Mr. Reddy. I'm not proclaiming Kejriwal innocent or guilty.
Right.
I'm just saying that the law is being followed.
No.
Yeah.
Madhav, you, Ranganathan, Madhav.
Yeah, go ahead.
Madhav, let me make a statement.
Can I make a brief point, Madhav?
Mr. Ranganathan or Mr. Karan or somebody may not be saying that, but BJP or any other party or, who support them say accused are criminals even before the court given a judgment. Why I quoted this judgment? Because someone today in some other decision says that, it's a slap on their face or something like that. Tomorrow, if the court grants a bail to Kejriwal Ke Kavita, can it be a slap on ED? This is the process.
Okay.
The investigation is on.
Okay, it's a process. Karan, very quickly, 30 seconds, Karan, and then I go across to the next part of this debate. Yeah.
Why are you giving judgments?
Karan.
Just to reply to Mr. Reddy, it was not just the CAG which pointed out the 2002 crores. In fact, an RTI filed by Mr. Ajay Bose today confirms that on a daily basis in Delhi, where the excise collections right now are close to 24 CR, they were 17 crores during the 2021-22, which means a minimum loss of 7 crores per day. That also roughly amounts to 2,000 crores. In fact, Mr. Kejriwal, in his cabinet note, rolled back the policy citing the same, that there has been a collection of 37.5% less in excise in this quarter.
All right. Let me come in now because there's a second part of this debate. I'm just going to come in now because I see many hands going up. But this is also a very important aspect because this concerns the citizens of India and specifically the citizens of Delhi, because the suspense over the resigning from the Delhi Chief Minister's post continues with the AAP leader saying that there is no law to stop Kejriwal from remaining Chief Minister and that he can't be forced to step down. Remember, the Aam Aadmi Party has held a referendum much before Kejriwal's arrest to decide on who should continue as Chief Minister if Kejriwal is arrested. But many things, in fact, could get sticky with a PIL now being filed in the Delhi High Court, in fact, seeking the removal of Aam Aadmi Party and, of course, the continuance then of him as Chief Minister, whether it would actually happen. And even with the BJP citing Maryada and morality of AAP Sarkar to let a man stay in power who has such serious charges against them. Let's quickly, in fact, now take this back. All right, let's quickly listen to the reactions and then go back to our guests. Yeah.
ईडी पिंजरे का तोता है, जो मर जाए बोले। पार्टी ने निर्णय किया है, सभी विधायकों ने मिलकर निर्णय किया है, पंजाब के और दिल्ली के और ऑल ओवर इंडिया, कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी इस्तीफा नहीं देंगे, जल्द से सरकार
को कोई खतरा नहीं है, ना दिल्ली में ना पंजाब में,
कहीं कोई खतरा नहीं है।
सवाल ही नहीं होता है। केजरीवाल जी मुख्यमंत्री हैं, मुख्यमंत्री रहेंगे। जेल अगर डालते हैं, जेल में रहते हैं तो जेल से सरकार चलाएंगे, जेल से फाइलें साइन होगी और दिल्ली की जनता इसके लिए तैयार है।
कोई संकट नहीं है। पार्टी देखो, हम वो पत्ते नहीं जो शाख से टूट कर गिर जाएंगे। आंधियों को कह दो अपनी औकात में रहें। पार्टी कुछ नहीं हुआ, पार्टी और मजबूत होकर निकलेगी। मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ कि अरविंद केजरीवाल एक व्यक्ति नहीं, एक सोच है। इतने 10 सालों में देश में करोड़ों केजरीवाल पैदा हो चुके हैं, उनको कहां गिरफ्तार करोगे? असल में बीजेपी को खत्म करने में मुख्य आरोपी वही है। बीजेपी को डर ही वही है कि यार केजरीवाल अगर आ गया ना, ये हमें इससे डर है। उनको कांग्रेस से क्या डर?
All right, back to our panelists now. Lokesh Jindal, I thank you for your patience. You waited a very long time. I'm going to come to you first on this. Do you see this being something that's practically possible? Arvind Kejriwal running an entire government from jail? How is he going to sign files, attend cabinet meetings, attend meetings of the various departments that he may be associated with?
Well, Madhav, since Mr. Kejriwal is not convicted, so he doesn't stand disqualified. And based upon the constitutional provisions, there is no ground for him to cease being the member of Legislative Assembly. So he does qualify to continue as the Chief Minister. And he can carry on his work. And in fact, he's under trial right now. But I would just like to correct my dear friend Anand Ragannathan. Anand, you were telling that why has the court not given bail to all those accused? So let me tell you, Section 45 of the PMLA Act, it does not consider granting of bail as per the provisions under the CRPC. do not get confused with respect to the provisions that are mentioned under the CRPC because
in the three-judge Supreme Court judgment. Please
wait. No.
It's a simple
2022 itself, still the twin conditions for the bail are applicable. Still the twin conditions for the bail are still applicable with respect to the PMLA Act. Wait, let me correct you. And the bail is not a norm if a person is arrested under the PMLA Act.
Who has ratified?
And secondly, time and again, Mr. Kejriwal had been filing an application with the Delhi High Court to ensure that he is not subjected to coercive action, that is, he is not detained or arrested by the ED. Because as per the PMLA Act, the investigating officer of the Enforcement Directorate can arrest any accused, even if they have a slight material which they can consider it as an evidence. And over here, the evidence that was considered by the ED was based upon a mere affidavit or an oral statement that was given by one of the accused.
Gentlemen, one second, Lokesh. Lokesh and Anand, I just want to come in because we've debated the legal points for about good 40 minutes. I just want to come in on this very important aspect of who governs Delhi, because this is also something that citizens would be very concerned about. And are we looking at a new precedent here, Shazia Ilmi, of a government actually being run from jail? Is it something that's practically possible? Is a question that many would ask.
Madhav, is such a travesty, really. I remember being part of Anna Hazare movement and Aam Aadmi Party, and we used to go all over saying "Niklo bahar makano se, jang lado beimano se," and now we have these people out there are protesting not against corruption but defending corruption, which is out there for everybody to see. And now to say that they want to run the party and to carry it on so brazenly from within the jail, so to speak, is even more shocking. I mean, there's got to be a limit somewhere, and I think they've crossed it at so many levels. So I don't know. I mean, Satyendra Jain did it, if you remember. You remember a little massage parlor also that he was running on the side and all of that. I mean, he was the minister and he continued to be. So they'll go on doing it.
Okay.
But it's just the entire journey.
Let me get in a response. Let me get in a response from Akash Deep Muni. Akash Deep Muni, several sitting chief ministers, Lalu Prasad Yadav, when he was sitting as chief minister, was served the arrest memo. He stepped down. Rabdi Devi became the chief minister. Of course, there was a separate controversy on that. Jay Jalalta was a person who was arrested while being chief minister. There are several others like Mr. Soren, who have actually stepped down from the post of being chief minister before they actually got arrested, when they knew they were going to be arrested. Why is that not happening in this case? And will it not impact on the governance of Delhi is a question that I think is a legitimate one.
I'll answer legally. That is, actually, there is no legal provisions mandating that automatic resignation of his state CM upon arrest. There's first point. So he has not resigned till now. Now, I say CM is permitted certain privileges from prison as per number of chief secretaries, as per number of chief secretary have stated, like making phone calls, accessing crucial documents. But yes, I agree.
Should resign if there is an allegation of corruption.
The point over here, because we have limited time, I'm just interrupting there to bring in. It's not, everything is not just about legality. In governance and in politics, there are things of morality, the aspects of being above board as well. Which is the question that many are asking, which is the reason they are asking this question.
Madhav, please 10 seconds. And again, I know.
If you consider morality, there are a number of moralities that I can cite where what the Bharatiya Janata Party has done. Let's not go into morality angle. But on the constitutional angle, yes. If a chief minister runs his government from jail, there will be problems like presiding cabinet meetings, files going from CM to LG. Yes, there will be problems.
Madhav, please allow me 10 seconds.
The people of Delhi have chosen Arvind Kejriwal with a huge mandate. And they have chosen not once, not twice, but thrice. The mandate is on.
But there are mandates for other chief ministers who step down as well. Akash Deep Muni, that logic is surely not going to, that's not going to run. Okay, Dr. Ragannathan wants to respond to you. Dr. Ragannathan.
Yes, no, I disagree with my good friend Dr. Muni that he says running the government from jail would be a problem because cabinet reconvening. not a problem. Half the cabinet is in Tihar right now. So in fact, it'll be convenient to run the government from jail. No, but I want to ask Dr. Muni the same simple question. Is it not a fact that Arvind Kejriwal said if any allegation is made of corruption on any politician, the first thing he should do is to resign? Why hasn't the same Kejriwal resigned?
Is it not the fact that our honorable Pradhan Mantri ji has said once that CBI is a cage parrot?
That's a fair question, Akash Deep Muni. During UPA, Mr. Kejriwal would hold some documents and ask a minister to resign. He's done several press conferences. He's done several press conferences, sir. Why are those yardsticks not being implemented now? When he is in the dock is a question they're asking.
The point is that it's not the fact that Ashok Chavan, what Ashok Chavan did when he stolen the houses of widows of the martyrs.
One by one, please. Can't hear anyone. Can't hear anyone. One by one. Akash Deep Muni, what's the explanation?
Home Minister Amit Shah was arrested by CBI. It was Pradhan Mantri ji who said at that time he was the Gujarat Chief Minister that yes, CBI should be autonomous. Is CBI autonomous? Tell me, Doctor. Is CBI autonomous? He is IT autonomous. Don't they report to Home Minister? Why don't they report to Home Minister? After Pradhan Mantri was Chief Minister, he said that they should be free. They should be autonomous. क्या हुआ उन लोगों का? क्या हुआ? आज अशोक चव्हाण को गोदी में लेके बैठे हो. आज छगन भुजबल को गोदी में लेके बैठे हो. आज किसको गोदी में लेके बैठे हो? उन सबके खिलाफ आप कितने?
Okay, one by one. All right, there are too many voices coming in. Too many voices coming in. Quick response to Karan Verma. Quick response from you, Karan Verma. Are these agencies really independent? Is a question that he's asking.
Madhav. No, let me first reply. Can Kejriwal operate from jail? He cannot, because as per the jail manual, rule number 1349, he cannot sign documents, attend meetings or make calls until and unless it is to pay up the money, which was the case in case of Sahara, if you remember. Other than that, if you can run the government without making calls, signing documents or attending meetings, then maybe Arvind Kejriwal can be a unique CM. Otherwise, you cannot possibly continue as CM if he is in jail for long. That is my humble submission on this, and you can check that out.
All right. And in fact, almost out of time on this debate. Incidentally, Akash Deep Muni, the Enforcement Directorate comes under the Finance Ministry, and the CBI comes under the DOPT, which reports to the MOS PMO and therefore to the PMO. So neither of them are under the Home Ministry directly, as you were just insinuating. Just a small fact check there. We'll have to leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. Certainly not the last word that we've heard yet as far as the entire arrest of Arvind Kejriwal. We'll have to see what the investigation throws up in coming days.